Do you ever feel like you're wasting precious time every single day? Like you're stuck in a cycle of unproductive habits while others seem to effortlessly succeed? You wake up feeling motivated, but by the end of the day, you wonder where all the time went. We've all been there. Maybe you've set big goals for yourself, but somehow it always feels like there's just not enough time. No matter how hard you try, you end up getting distracted or caught up in tasks that don't really move you forward. Sound familiar? Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why do some people achieve so much while others just seem to struggle to keep up? What makes the difference between someone who crushes their goals and someone who can't seem to get a single thing done? It's not that successful people have more time or more energy than you. The real difference lies in their habits. I remember a time when I was frustrated with my lack of progress. I'd wake up each morning with a sense of purpose, thinking, today is going to be the day I get everything done. But by the end of the day, I felt like I had accomplished nothing. I was constantly jumping between tasks, getting distracted by things that didn't matter, sitting around worrying, running around doing, missing the moment, and ending up exhausted without any real results. No matter how much I worked, it always felt like I wasn't moving forward. It was exhausting and discouraging. That was until I discovered 5 simple yet powerful habits that completely transformed the way I managed my time. These habits didn't just change how I work, they changed my whole life. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 5 life-changing habits that will completely change the way you manage your time and in turn, the way you live your life. If you're ready to stop wasting time and start winning, then stick with me until the end. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button if you're ready to start taking control of your time and living a more productive, fulfilling life. And don't forget to comment below with the habit you want to start focusing on first. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your goals. Now, I won't lie to you, the journey to self-improvement isn't always easy, but trust me, these habits are simple, practical, and will give you the clarity and focus you need to unlock your true potential. Whether you want to crush your career goals, improve your health, or simply find more time for what matters, these habits will get you there. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started with the first habit that will change everything for you. The first habit that can completely transform the way you manage your time is waking up with purpose. This may sound simple, but trust me, how you begin your day has an immense impact on how productive you'll be throughout it. Let me ask you this. How do you start your mornings? Do you roll out of bed, check your phone, and rush into the day, trying to juggle everything at once? Or do you start with a clear sense of direction and intention? The truth is, how you start your morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. If you wake up without a plan or a sense of purpose, it's like jumping into a car and driving without knowing where you're going. You're going to waste time trying to figure out your next move, and by the time you get around to doing something important, the day is halfway gone. Think about the last time you woke up feeling overwhelmed or scattered. Did you feel like the day was slipping away from you? Like you didn't have a clear focus or direction? If that's been your experience, you're not alone. So many of us get caught in the cycle of waking up without a clear sense of purpose. And we wonder why we end up frustrated and unproductive by the end of the day. But here's the good news. Starting your day with purpose is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt. When you wake up with intention, you immediately gain control over your time. You're not reacting to whatever the day throws at you. You're proactively setting yourself up for success. It's like creating a roadmap for your day so you don't waste precious time figuring out where you're headed. Does waking up with purpose matter so much? Let me explain. When you wake up with no plan or intention, your mind is easily pulled in multiple directions. You might get distracted by social media, check your emails, or mindlessly scroll through news feeds, none of which move you closer to your goals. These distractions waste time and energy, and before you know it, hours have passed and you haven't even started working on what matters. On the other hand, when you wake up with purpose, you set a strong foundation for your day. You know exactly what you need to focus on, and you have a sense of control over your time. This clarity allows you to tackle your tasks with energy and focus instead of drifting aimlessly from one thing to the next. Issues of insomnia, relapses. Research has shown that having a clear morning routine can improve your mental clarity, boost productivity, and even increase your overall happiness. When you start your day with purpose, you're more likely to stay focused, energized, and motivated. You'll feel in control of your time, and you'll start making meaningful progress toward your goals. So, how can you apply this habit of waking up with purpose in your own life? Here are some practical steps to get started. One of the best ways to wake up with purpose is to plan your day the night before. Spend a few minutes each evening writing down your top 3 most important tasks for the next day. These should be tasks that align with your long-term goals, whether it's advancing your career, improving your health, or working on a personal project. When you wake up in the morning, you'll already know exactly what you need to do, which eliminates the need for decision-making that can waste precious time. Let's say you're working on a big project at work. The night before, you write down the 3 most important things you need to accomplish, whether it's researching, drafting an email, or reviewing a presentation. This makes your morning clear and actionable, so you're not wasting time figuring out what to do first. Another important part of waking up with purpose is creating a morning ritual. A purposeful morning isn't just about planning your tasks. It's about creating a ritual that prepares your mind and body for the day ahead. When you wake up, instead of rushing through your routine, take time to center yourself and set your intention for the day. This could include activities like stretching, meditation, journaling, or even just sitting in silence for a few minutes. The key is to set a calm, focused tone for the day so you don't feel overwhelmed from the start. Every morning, I take 10 minutes to meditate and practice gratitude. I reflect on what I'm thankful for and visualize the success I want to achieve that day. This simple routine sets my mindset in the right direction and ensures that I approach the day with clarity and calmness. Another key step to waking up with purpose is avoiding distractions early in the morning. We live in a world where notifications, emails, and social media can pull us in all sorts of directions before we even get out of bed. To wake up with purpose, it's essential to resist the temptation to check your phone or dive into emails first thing in the morning. Instead, use the first hour of your day to focus on yourself and your most important tasks. If you need to check your phone, do it after you've completed your morning ritual and set your intentions for the day. By giving yourself this time to focus on what matters most, you're not allowing external distractions to hijack your energy and productivity. Waking up with purpose also becomes easier when you establish a consistent wake-up time. When your body gets used to waking up at the same time every day, it will naturally start to feel more energized and ready to take on the day. This consistency also helps you avoid that groggy feeling, which can waste time and make it harder to focus. I used to wake up at different times each day, and it left me feeling sluggish and unfocused. Once I started waking up at 6 a.m. every day, my body adjusted, and I started feeling more energized and ready to tackle my goals. This simple change gave me more time in the mornings to focus on my priorities. Lastly, take a few moments each morning to visualize your day ahead. Visualization is a powerful tool for waking up with purpose. Close your eyes for a minute or two and imagine how your day will unfold. Visualize yourself successfully completing your most important tasks, and picture yourself feeling confident and accomplished. This mental exercise helps reinforce your sense of purpose and gives you the motivation to stay focused throughout the day. As I start working, I close my eyes for 2 minutes and visualize myself finishing my tasks with confidence and energy. It helps me set a positive tone for the day and keeps me focused on what's important. Now, let's talk about the benefits of waking up with purpose, because the impact this habit has on your life goes far beyond just productivity. When you wake up with purpose, you stop wasting time trying to figure out what to do next. You already know what's important, and you tackle it with intention. This sense of clarity will reduce decision fatigue, allowing you to conserve your mental energy for the things that truly matter. You'll feel more in control of your time, and as a result, your productivity will skyrocket. But the benefits don't stop there. Starting your day with purpose will also help reduce stress and anxiety. When you don't have a clear plan, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and disorganized. But when you wake up with intention, you approach each day with confidence and focus, which naturally leads to less stress. Let's talk about a real-world example of someone who has used this habit to transform their life. Tim Ferriss, the author of The 4-Hour Workweek. Tim is a productivity expert, and he shared in numerous interviews how waking up with purpose has been a game changer for him. He always begins his day with a clear intention, whether that's focusing on a personal project or planning his day in advance. Tim is a great example of how a purposeful morning can set the stage for a productive and fulfilling day. By now, you can see how powerful the habit of waking up with purpose can be. It's simple, but the impact it has on your productivity and mindset is massive. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly what you need to do, feeling calm and focused and ready to tackle your most important tasks. This level of clarity will give you the energy and confidence to take on the day and make meaningful progress toward your goals. So I challenge you to start waking up with purpose tomorrow. Plan your day the night before, establish a morning ritual, eliminate distractions, and visualize your success. Give yourself the gift of a purposeful start and watch how your productivity and your life begins to transform. Now let's move on to the second habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life. The second habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life is prioritizing your tasks. After all, it's not about how much you do, it's about what you do. This habit is crucial because no matter how hard you work, if you're not focusing on the right things, you're simply wasting your time. Think about your to-do list. How many times have you found yourself overwhelmed with tasks, wondering where to start? Or even worse, you end the day realizing you've spent hours on things that don't truly move you closer to your goals. You might feel busy, but deep down you know you're not being productive. This is where the magic of prioritizing tasks comes in. Let's face it, we all have a million things on our plates every day. Between work, personal commitments, family, and everything in between, it's easy to get lost in the noise, but here's the thing, not all tasks are created equal. Some will bring you closer to your bigger goals, while others are distractions or simply maintenance tasks that won't make a significant impact. The key is learning to distinguish between them and putting your energy into the things that truly matter. Why does prioritizing tasks matter so much? Well, let me paint a picture for you. Have you ever had a day where you're running around from task to task, feeling like you're constantly doing something, but at the end of the day, you feel unaccomplished? Maybe you've answered emails all day or dealt with small, low-impact tasks that didn't move the needle on your big goals. At the end of that day, you feel drained, but there's no real progress. That's because you haven't been focusing on the tasks that will actually move you forward. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of small, quick tasks that provide instant gratification, but they don't bring you closer to your goals. On the other hand, prioritizing the right tasks means that even if you only get a few things done, you're making real progress toward what's important to you. Now, let's break down the importance of prioritizing your tasks and how to do it effectively. First of all, prioritizing your tasks is about making intentional decisions about where you direct your time and energy. If you don't prioritize, you'll end up reacting to whatever comes your way, which leads to a scattered, inefficient day. Prioritizing helps you identify what's truly important and keeps you focused on those tasks that will bring you closer to your long-term goals. Think about it. If you don't have clear priorities, you're essentially wasting your time on what doesn't matter. And, as we've already established, time is our most valuable resource. When you prioritize the right tasks, you're investing that time wisely. It's like putting your energy into a few high-impact areas instead of spreading yourself thin across a million low-value tasks. So how do you actually prioritize tasks effectively? Let me walk you through some powerful strategies to help you get started. One of the most effective tools for prioritizing tasks is the Eisenhower Matrix, a time management strategy used by former U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower. This matrix helps you categorize tasks based on their urgency and importance. By separating tasks into 4 categories, you can easily see which ones require your immediate attention and which ones can be delayed or delegated. Urgent and important. These tasks are your top priorities. They demand your immediate attention because they directly contribute to your most important goals. These should be the tasks you focus on first. Think of them as non-negotiables. Important but not urgent. These tasks are still critical to your long-term success, but they don't require immediate action. However, if you don't make time for them, they can become urgent in the future. For example, working on a project or developing new skills might not be urgent today, but it will be important for your growth down the line. Urgent but not important. These tasks can feel like they need your attention right now, but in reality, they don't contribute much to your goals. These are often distractions. Meetings, etc. When possible, delegate these tasks to others or set time limits on how much attention you give them. Urgent and not important. These are the tasks that waste your time without adding value. If you find yourself spending time on these, it's time to reassess. Scrolling social media, watching endless videos, or engaging in mindless tasks can drain your energy without giving you anything in return. Cut these out or limit them significantly. By using the Eisenhower matrix, you can decide what needs to be tackled immediately and what can be postponed or delegated. The key here is being intentional about your time, actively choosing to focus on tasks that will move the needle on your goals. Another useful tool for prioritizing tasks is the 80/20 rule, or the Pareto principle. This rule states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. In other words, not all tasks are created equal, and some tasks will give you far more value than others. So, how do you use this principle? Take a step back and identify the 20% of tasks that will yield 80% of the results you're looking for. This will force you to focus on high-value activities that make a real difference in your life, rather than getting caught up in smaller, less impactful tasks. For example, if you're working on a project, the research and writing may be the most crucial parts. Answering emails, scheduling meetings, and other administrative tasks might be necessary, but they're not going to make as big an impact on the success of your project. By focusing on the tasks that truly matter, you'll see far greater results in less time. One of the most important aspects of prioritizing tasks is knowing when to say no. This is particularly important in a world full of distractions and demands on your time. Many of us struggle with over-committing, saying yes to every request, every opportunity, or every meeting that comes our way. But not every task or obligation aligns with your goals, and if you keep saying yes, you'll spread yourself too thin. You don't have to say yes to everything. In fact, saying no is a form of prioritization. Saying no means you're choosing to focus on what really matters, even if it means turning down opportunities that don't align with your priorities. Start by being clear on your values and goals. When a new task, meeting, or request comes your way, ask yourself, will this help me move closer to my most important goals? If the answer is no, then feel confident in saying no and protecting your time. Another simple way to prioritize is to identify your top 3 tasks for the day. This method forces you to choose the most important tasks that will move you forward, rather than getting distracted by a long to-do list. At the beginning of each day, write down the top 3 tasks you absolutely must complete by the end of the day. These tasks should be aligned with your long-term goals and should take priority over everything else. Once you've accomplished your top 3, you can move on to other tasks if you have time, but your main focus should always be those 3 important items. This strategy works wonders because it helps you avoid the temptation to spend your time on trivial tasks. It keeps you focused and gives you a clear roadmap for your day. Prioritization isn't a one-time activity. It's something you have to review and adjust regularly. Life changes, circumstances change, and your goals evolve. As you go through your day, regularly assess whether you're still working on the most important tasks or if you're getting sidetracked. If you find that you're off course, take a moment to refocus. It's also helpful to review your priorities at the end of each week. Ask yourself, did I focus on the right tasks? Where did I waste time? What can I do better next week? By regularly reviewing and adjusting your priorities, you'll ensure that you're always moving in the right direction. When you prioritize tasks, you're making a commitment to focus on what matters most. This leads to more meaningful progress, less stress, and a greater sense of accomplishment. Prioritization eliminates decision fatigue and helps you work smarter, not harder. Instead of wasting time on insignificant tasks, you'll be investing your energy in what truly matters. This will leave you with more time, greater clarity, and a sense of control over your day. Remember, your time is limited, and it's one of the most valuable resources you have. By learning to prioritize, you'll stop wasting time on the wrong things and start making real progress on your goals. Now let's dive into the third habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life. The third habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life is eliminating distractions. You can have all the motivation, goals, and productivity systems in place, but if you're constantly distracted, none of it will matter. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, notifications, emails, even our own thoughts can pull us away from what matters most. To truly unlock your potential, you need to gain control over your attention and minimize the things that steal it. Think about a time when you've been working on something important and then suddenly you're pulled into a rabbit hole of random distractions. Maybe you were working on a project and thought you'd just check your phone for a minute, but then 30 minutes passed and you've fallen down a social media feed or watched a random video. Or perhaps you've been in the middle of a task and the ping of a new email makes you pause, and the next thing you know, you've switched gears and forgotten where you left off. Does this sound familiar? This is a common experience, and the problem is that distractions don't just waste your time in the moment. They also take away your focus, your energy, and your ability to perform at your best. Even when you manage to get back on track, the mental energy it takes to refocus on what you were doing can be exhausting. Over time, this adds up, and before you know it, you've spent far more time on distractions than on the tasks that really matter. The first step to eliminating distractions is recognizing just how much time they're costing you. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with notifications, messages, calls, and emails. All of these things demand our attention, but few of them are actually important or urgent. In fact, most distractions are either trivial or downright irrelevant to your goals. Every time you allow yourself to be sidetracked, you're trading your focus for something that won't move you closer to your aspirations. Eliminating distractions is not just about turning off notifications or closing unnecessary tabs on your computer. It's about creating an environment, both mentally and physically, where you can focus on what's important and ignore what's irrelevant. This is a critical skill that most people overlook. If you want to be productive and truly succeed, you need to develop the ability to protect your focus at all costs. So how can you eliminate distractions effectively and regain control over your time? Let's break this down. The first strategy to eliminate distractions is to create a distraction-free environment. This can be as simple as turning off your phone's notifications, using apps that block distracting websites, or creating a dedicated workspace where you won't be interrupted. In other words, make it difficult for distractions to reach you. If your phone is within arm's reach, you're likely to pick it up whenever you feel the slightest bit of boredom or discomfort. If you know your email inbox will constantly ping with new messages, it's easy to check it just for a second and then get lost in it for an hour. The solution? Set clear boundaries for when and how you'll engage with distractions. For example, designate a specific time during the day to check your emails or social media. And outside of that, turn off all notifications and focus on your work. You can even put your phone in another room or use apps like Do Not Disturb or Focus to ensure that nothing breaks your concentration. The goal here is to create an environment where you control the distractions instead of letting them control you. Another powerful technique for eliminating distractions is to set specific times for deep, uninterrupted work. This practice is often referred to as time blocking. Time blocking involves scheduling specific periods during your day where you focus solely on one task and nothing else. During these blocks, you commit to eliminating all distractions. No checking your phone, no email, no random internet browsing. Time blocking works because it allows you to concentrate deeply on one task at a time without the constant switching of gears that leads to wasted time and mental fatigue. When you make deep, focused work a priority, you can accomplish far more in a shorter amount of time because you're not constantly shifting your attention between different tasks. This practice also helps you build momentum, making it easier to stay in the zone for longer periods. The key here is to schedule your most important tasks during your peak focus hours, when you're mentally sharp and alert. For most people, this tends to be in the morning or right after a break. Make sure these blocks of time are reserved for your most critical, high-priority tasks. This will ensure that you tackle the most important things first with your full attention before distractions have a chance to steal your focus. Of course, eliminating distractions isn't just about external factors like your phone or your environment. It's also about managing your internal distractions. You might find that even when you're not being interrupted by your phone, your mind is still racing with thoughts. Maybe you're thinking about what you'll have for lunch, wondering if you've replied to that email, or worrying about something that's not related to the task at hand. These mental distractions can be just as destructive to your productivity as anything external. An effective technique for managing mental distractions is mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you become more aware of your thoughts, so you can catch distractions before they take over your attention. If you find your mind wandering, acknowledge it and gently bring your focus back to the task at hand. It's important to practice self-compassion here. Don't beat yourself up for getting distracted, but simply refocus and move forward. Another strategy to reduce internal distractions is to write things down. If you're worried about forgetting something while you're working, jot it down on a piece of paper or in a digital note. This allows you to get it out of your head and back to the task at hand. If it's a problem you need to solve later, make a note to deal with it at a specific time. This will stop your mind from wandering and give you the peace of mind that nothing important is being forgotten. Another aspect of eliminating distractions is setting clear goals and expectations. If you're not clear on what you're trying to achieve, it's easy to lose focus and get pulled in multiple directions. The more specific your goals, the easier it is to stay on track. Break your task down into smaller, manageable chunks and focus on one thing at a time. When you know exactly what you need to accomplish, it becomes much easier to say no to distractions that don't serve your purpose. A common challenge when trying to eliminate distractions is dealing with the inevitable urgency of small tasks or demands. You might find yourself feeling like you need to respond to an email or check a message because it seems urgent. But in most cases, these things are not truly urgent. They're just habits of instant gratification. It's important to resist the urge to drop everything for every minor distraction. Instead, practice the habit of delaying gratification by telling yourself, I will deal with this later. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to stay focused on the task at hand. It's about training your mind to recognize that not everything that demands your attention is truly important. The small stuff will always be there, but the big stuff, the important stuff, is what you need to focus on. Finally, don't forget to take regular breaks. It might seem counterintuitive when you're trying to eliminate distractions, but breaks are essential for maintaining focus and productivity. Without breaks, you'll burn out and your ability to concentrate will diminish. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method, which encourages working in focused intervals of 25 minutes followed by a 5-minute break. These short bursts of focused work help you stay sharp, while the breaks allow you to recharge and avoid mental fatigue. When you take breaks, make sure to get away from your workspace. Go for a walk, stretch, or do something that allows your mind to rest. This will help you return to your task refreshed and ready to focus once again. Eliminating distractions is a crucial habit if you want to stop wasting time and start winning in life. By removing external distractions, managing your internal distractions, and creating an environment of focus, you can maximize your productivity and accomplish your goals more efficiently. Remember, the key to success is not about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters without letting distractions steal your time and energy. Now, let's move on to the fourth habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life. The fourth habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life is taking breaks and rest. At first, this might sound counterintuitive. After all, how can you expect to achieve more if you're taking time away from your work? Isn't working harder and longer the key to success? The truth is, nothing could be further from the reality of high productivity and sustainable success. Think about it. Have you ever had one of those days where you pushed through without taking any breaks, only to find yourself mentally exhausted, emotionally drained, and physically tired by the afternoon? Your focus slips, your energy tanks, and you feel like you're just going through the motions. You might even find that you're spending time doing things inefficiently because your mind isn't sharp anymore. By the end of the day, you might realize that you've worked hard but haven't actually made significant progress. The reality is, taking breaks and rest is not only necessary for maintaining focus and energy, but it's actually one of the most powerful ways to boost your productivity and stop wasting time in the long run. The problem is, many people think that pushing themselves to work harder for longer hours without resting is the solution. However, this leads to burnout, lack of motivation, and a sharp decline in performance. When you don't take enough breaks, you run the risk of depleting your cognitive resources. Your brain has limited energy and focus, and overworking it without giving it time to recharge causes it to become less effective. The more you force yourself to keep working without rest, the harder it is to stay on task, the more errors you'll make, and the longer it'll take to complete the work. So the question is, how can you make taking breaks and rest work in your favor? First, it's important to understand why breaks are necessary. When you work non-stop, your brain becomes fatigued. Studies have shown that we have a limited amount of cognitive resources, and these resources get depleted over time. You might feel like you can push through the fatigue, but after a while, the quality of your work decreases and you'll find that you're not being as productive as you think. Taking breaks and rest helps restore your mental energy and allows you to come back to your work with a fresh perspective and renewed focus. Here's a great analogy. Think about your phone to work forever without charging it, right? Similarly, your brain needs regular intervals of rest to recharge. If you don't allow your brain to recharge, it's like trying to use a phone with a dead battery. It's not going to function at its best. The key is to schedule breaks regularly throughout the day, just like you would schedule meetings or tasks. This isn't about taking long, luxurious breaks. This is about taking short, intentional pauses that give your brain a chance to relax and reset. The Pomodoro technique, for example, is a popular method where you work in 25-minute intervals, followed by a 5-minute break. After completing 4 cycles, you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method ensures that you're constantly recharging your mental and physical energy while staying on task. But it's not just about taking breaks for the sake of it. Taking breaks and rest strategically means choosing the right kind of break for your body and mind. Not all breaks are created equal, and how you spend your break time can make a huge difference in how effective it is. The first type of break to consider is a physical break. If you've been sitting at your desk or working for hours without moving, your body starts to feel the strain. Sitting for long periods can cause back pain, poor circulation, and even mental fatigue. So, during your breaks, take a few moments to stand up, stretch, and move around. A quick walk around the room, some simple stretches, or even just standing up for a few minutes can help get your blood flowing, refresh your body, and clear your mind. Physical breaks also help prevent the mental exhaustion that comes from sitting in one place for too long. When you give your body a break, you're also giving your mind a chance to reset. That short pause allows your brain to recharge, helping you stay focused when you return to work. Another type of break is a mental break. A mental break is about stepping away from your work and giving your mind a chance to relax and refresh. This might involve doing something you enjoy, like reading a book, listening to music, or chatting with a friend. It could also be something as simple as practicing mindfulness or meditation, which helps calm your thoughts and reduce stress. Mental breaks are crucial for creativity. Have you ever been stuck on a problem or a task, only to find that the solution comes to you after you take a break? That's because your mind needs time to process information and make new connections. Stepping away from the task and allowing your brain to wander can lead to better problem solving, more creative thinking, and clearer insights when you return to your work. The important thing to remember here is that taking breaks and rest is not about being lazy. It's about optimizing your performance. Your mind is not a machine that can keep working non-stop. Just like any machine, it needs regular maintenance. In fact, research has shown that regular breaks not only boost productivity, but also improve long-term focus and mental clarity. One mistake many people make when they're busy is thinking that they can push through without breaks, believing that it's more efficient to work without interruption. But in reality, this leads to burnout, reduced quality of work, and more mistakes. Overworking yourself without taking breaks and rest actually wastes time because you're working less efficiently and may even need to redo tasks later. Moreover, rest is essential for sustaining long-term productivity. When you're working on long-term projects or goals, it's crucial to pace yourself. Without proper breaks, the mental and physical strain of constant work can take a toll on your health, leading to stress, fatigue, and ultimately a decrease in performance. Incorporating regular breaks into your routine ensures that you're not just working hard, but also working smart. It helps you maintain consistent productivity without compromising your well-being. Let's not forget the importance of sleep. Proper rest doesn't just mean taking breaks during the day, it also means getting enough sleep at night. Sleep is when your body and brain repair, rejuvenate, and consolidate memories. If you're not sleeping enough, your cognitive function will suffer and it will be much harder to stay focused, creative, and productive the next day. Sleep is the ultimate form of rest, and if you're neglecting it, you're essentially sabotaging your ability to work efficiently and effectively. So, how do you ensure that taking breaks and rest becomes a regular part of your routine? Start by acknowledging the importance of rest in the context of your overall productivity and well-being. You might want to set specific break times during the day, make a habit of taking short walks or stretching every hour, or block out time in your schedule to relax and recharge. Be intentional about your breaks and rest periods. They should be just as scheduled as your work time. In addition, make sure to monitor your energy levels throughout the day. If you're feeling sluggish or overwhelmed, it's a clear sign that you need a break. Don't ignore those signals from your body and mind. Instead, use them as a reminder to step away for a bit, allowing yourself to rest and recharge so you can return to your tasks with renewed focus and energy. Taking breaks and rest is not a luxury or an indulgence. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to be successful. By allowing yourself regular moments to recharge, you'll be able to maintain high levels of productivity, focus, and mental clarity throughout the day. And ultimately, you'll be able to stop wasting time and start winning in life. Now that we've covered the fourth habit, let's move on to the fifth and final habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life. The fifth and final habit that will help you stop wasting time and start winning in life is reflecting and adjusting. We live in a fast-pacing world where it's easy to get caught up in the hustle of daily tasks and responsibilities. You might find yourself working tirelessly towards your goals, but at some point it's essential to step back, assess where you are, and ask yourself, is this really working? A lot of people spend their days caught in a cycle of action, constantly moving from one task to the next without taking the time to reflect and adjust. You might feel like you're busy, but are you being productive? Are you actually making progress toward the goals you set for yourself, or are you just going through the motions? This is where reflecting and adjusting comes into play. When you reflect and adjust, you take the time to pause and evaluate your progress. This is where real growth happens because you get the chance to look at your actions and results. Ask yourself what's working and make the necessary changes to improve your approach. The idea here is not to wait until something goes wrong, but to regularly assess your progress, learn from your mistakes, and fine-tune your methods to ensure you're on track. Reflecting and adjusting is not just about analyzing your failures, though that is an important part of it. It's also about celebrating what's going right, acknowledging your progress, and figuring out what you can do to keep moving forward more effectively. The more you reflect and adjust, the more you become in tune with your goals, your strengths, and areas where you can improve. And that awareness is crucial for long-term success. In order to reflect and adjust properly, you need to build a routine of regular self-assessment. This doesn't mean you need to spend hours each day analyzing your every move, but it does mean setting aside time each week, or at least once a month, to evaluate your progress and make any necessary changes. This could be as simple as reviewing your goals and seeing if your actions align with them. Are you working toward what you truly want, or have you been distracted by things that don't serve your purpose? Start by reviewing your goals and asking yourself if they're still relevant or if they need adjustment. Have your priorities shifted? Are there new opportunities or challenges that require a change in direction? Reflecting and adjusting helps you stay aligned with your true goals instead of just chasing after the next shiny object that might lead you off course. A major aspect of reflecting and adjusting is developing the habit of tracking your progress. Keeping track of your accomplishments, setbacks, and the lessons you've learned along the way gives you valuable insights into how far you've come and what still needs to be done. This can be done through journaling, using productivity apps, or simply taking a moment each day to ask yourself, what went well today? What didn't go as planned? Tracking your progress is also a great way to celebrate small wins, which can motivate you to keep pushing forward. Often, when we're focused on long-term goals, we forget to recognize the smaller steps that we take toward them. These small victories are just as important as they build momentum and provide the confidence needed to keep going. Reflecting and adjusting ensures that you don't overlook these moments of success. Another key to reflecting and adjusting is being open to feedback. This can be feedback from others, such as colleagues, mentors, or friends, or even feedback from your own experiences. Sometimes it's hard to see our blind spots, so having an external perspective can help identify areas where you can improve or adapt. Feedback is an essential part of the reflecting and adjusting process because it gives you a clearer picture of how your actions are perceived by others and whether they are helping or hindering your progress. Whether it's constructive criticism or positive reinforcement, feedback offers valuable insight into how you can fine-tune your approach to be more effective. So don't shy away from asking for feedback or looking for it in your daily experiences. As you reflect and adjust, it's important to recognize that change takes time. It's easy to get discouraged if things don't improve immediately after making an adjustment. Growth is a process, and sometimes it takes several rounds of reflecting and adjusting before you start seeing significant progress. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. The more consistently you assess your performance and make changes, the more you'll learn and grow. Of the most important aspects of reflecting and adjusting is the ability to embrace failure. In the pursuit of self-improvement, failure is not something to be feared, but something to be learned from. When you're able to step back and reflect and adjust after a failure, you can identify what went wrong, why it happened, and what you can do differently next time. This mindset turns failure from a setback into a valuable lesson that brings you one step closer to success. Another useful tool for reflecting and adjusting is maintaining a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can improve through effort, learning, and perseverance. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and see effort as a path to mastery. When you approach life with a growth mindset, reflecting and adjusting becomes an ongoing, natural process. You stop viewing mistakes as failures and start seeing them as opportunities to grow and refine your approach. For reflecting and adjusting to be effective, you must also make sure that your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Without clear goals, it's impossible to know whether you're making progress or not. If your goals are vague or undefined, you might find yourself reflecting and adjusting based on faulty or unclear assumptions, which can waste time and energy. When you set SMART goals, you give yourself clear benchmarks to evaluate and adjust. For example, if your goal is to improve your productivity, you might track the number of tasks you complete per day or the amount of time spent on focused work. After a week or a month, you can reflect and adjust based on these measurable outcomes to improve your productivity further. As you continue to reflect and adjust, it's essential to stay flexible. Sometimes you'll find that the path you're on is not the right one, and that's okay. Being adaptable and willing to change your approach is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Life rarely goes according to plan. And the ability to shift gears when needed will keep you on track toward your ultimate goal. Finally, the act of reflecting and adjusting doesn't just benefit your productivity, it also helps you develop a deeper understanding of yourself. By regularly assessing your progress, your goals, and your actions, you get a clearer picture of who you are, what drives you, and where you want to go. This self-awareness is crucial for long-term success and personal growth. It allows you to align your actions with your values, strengths, and passions, making your journey towards success not only effective, but also fulfilling. In summary, reflecting and adjusting is a habit that enables you to optimize your approach, stay aligned with your goals, and ultimately stop wasting time. By regularly pausing to evaluate your progress, making adjustments based on feedback and your own experiences, and staying open to change, you can continue to improve and move closer to the life you want. Keep in mind that growth is a process, and with each adjustment, you'll get one step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Now that you've learned about all 5 powerful habits, it's time to put them into action and start winning in life. Now that we've walked through all 5 transformative habits, let's take a moment to reflect on how they work together to help you stop wasting time and start winning in life. You've learned the importance of waking up with purpose, prioritizing tasks, eliminating distractions, taking breaks and rest, and finally reflecting and adjusting. Each of these habits plays a vital role in reshaping how you approach your day, your goals, and ultimately, your life. Starting with waking up with purpose is the foundational step in setting the tone for the entire day. When you begin each day with a clear sense of direction, a defined goal, and an understanding of why it matters, you create a powerful mental framework that drives your actions. This habit ensures that you don't get lost in the chaos of daily life. Instead, you live with intention and focus, knowing exactly where you're headed. It might seem simple, but this habit alone can drastically reduce wasted time and improve the clarity of your decision. Next, you moved on to prioritizing tasks. We all know how overwhelming it can feel when you have an endless list of things to do, but by learning how to organize and rank those tasks based on importance and urgency, you can stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. This habit ensures that you're spending your time on what matters most rather than being caught up in trivial tasks that don't contribute to your bigger goals. Eliminating distractions is the 3rd habit, and it's one that many people struggle with in the modern world, where notifications, social media, and constant interruptions can easily derail your focus. By intentionally creating a work environment that minimizes distractions, you give yourself the best chance to stay focused on the task at hand. This habit, when practiced consistently, results in heightened productivity and less wasted time on non-essentials. However, it's not just about working harder or longer, it's about working smarter. That's where taking breaks and rest comes in. You might have thought that working non-stop would be the key to success, but as we discussed, true productivity requires regular moments of rest and rejuvenation. Whether it's a quick walk, a short meditation, or simply stepping away from your work, taking breaks and rest ensures that you come back to your tasks with a clear mind and renewed energy, which leads to higher efficiency in the long run. Finally, reflecting and adjusting ties everything together. This habit allows you to step back, evaluate what's working, and make the necessary adjustments. Life and goals are constantly evolving, and it's essential to remain flexible and willing to change course when needed. By regularly assessing your progress, you can identify areas for improvement, celebrate your successes, and ensure that you're staying aligned with your values and long-term vision. The most important takeaway from all of this is that you don't have to do everything perfectly right away. These habits are not about instant results, but about steady, incremental improvement. By making small adjustments every day, you'll start to notice major changes in how you manage your time, your energy, and your focus. Over time, these habits will become second nature, and the compounded effect of these small, intentional changes will help you reach your full potential. So, here's my challenge to you. Start implementing one habit at a time. Don't try to change everything overnight. Begin with waking up with purpose, and then move on to each successive habit as you build momentum. Remember, growth is a process, not an event. You're not going to change overnight, but by making small, consistent changes, you'll begin to see significant improvements in your life. Finally, always keep in mind that you have the power to shape your life. You are in control of how you spend your time, where you direct your energy, and how you approach your goals. Every day is a new opportunity to take action toward the life you want to live, and by adopting these 5 habits, you can ensure that you're not wasting time, but instead moving closer to your dreams. So, don't wait. Start today. Take that first step, implement these habits, and watch how your life transforms. You've got this. And remember, you deserve success. It's already within your reach.